Hello, it's me, Robin, with Simple Food, Simple Life. I wanted to show you what I was doing here this morning. I am making some vegetable broth. Now, it's just scraps of vegetables, fresh vegetables that I froze in a bag. When I get the bag full, I just cover it with some cold water, and I add some garlic cloves, other seasonings, and you can see I have a large onion floating in there with the skin on, and I'm just boiling these at a nice simmer until they are completely broken down, at which point I'm going to strain them and render the vegetable broth. Now then, or some people don't like to call it broth, I call it broth. I just want to make a vegan soup today, and so that's what I'm doing. I've got some frozen vegetables that I want to use up, and I've been eating rather heavy lately, so I just feel like I just want to make a batch of vegan vegetable soup and make it light and flavorful and delicious. When I get done, I will show you the end product. Okay? All right. In the meantime, while my broth is cooking, I'm going to show you what I'm having for my breakfast this morning. This is an orange yogurt smoothie, and what I do is I take my homemade yogurt, and if you've never seen that video, I'll put a link to it below. I take my homemade yogurt and I put it in these inexpensive ice trays and freeze them into cubes. Then I store the cubes in a bag. They look pretty for some reason, don't they? Then when I make my smoothie, I just peel a whole orange, and I add about 4 or 5, depending on the size of my blender cup, 4 or 5 yogurt cubes. This is plain yogurt, and I blend it up. It's really good. I don't put any sugar. Sometimes I might add strawberries or if I have other fruit, but today it is 1 whole orange and about 5 yogurt cubes, and that is my yogurt smoothie. My orange yogurt smoothie. It tastes really, really good. All right, I just wanted to show you that. Pretty easy, huh? Here's something I've done this morning. I was cleaning out my refrigerator, and I don't like to waste things, so I made myself some snacks for the day and for the next couple of days. Because, like I said, I was eating a little bit heavy and I wanted to eat lighter. So what I did was I cut up an orange, I sectioned an orange, and this is neat. Excuse me. On the bottom I have some apple pieces, and if you store your apple pieces with your orange pieces, your apple doesn't turn brown. How about that, huh? So I've got that. I plucked some grapes off the stem. I've got a nice container of grapes ready to eat, and these are especially delicious. Here's some cucumber and some onion and some of the mini bell peppers in a vinegar solution. Here's some carrot chips. I love making the carrots this way because if you slice them on the diagonal, they have more surface area, and it's like eating a crunchy chip. Good. And here is some egg salad. I try to keep boiled eggs in the refrigerator, and I had 3 left. Excuse me. So I decided that I would make some egg salad because I have some whole grain crackers and some pita crackers left. I thought that would make a nice lunch or a nice snack. Oh, and I also have some hummus left, a little bit of that left, so I thought these would be very good dipped in the hummus. Okay, just wanted to show you that. See, you really do have more than you think you do, right? Okay, I'll be back. Here's something else I did this morning for a nice snack. I popped 1 serving of popcorn, which is 3 tablespoons of unpopped corn. And I popped it in a tablespoon of coconut oil and put it in these party treat bags. And it's a perfect snack. So these 2 bags are actually 1 serving, but I divided it up. So that's a good way to control your portions. And what this is, these are those party treat bags that cost $1, I think, for 25 of them. And they come with their little twist ties. And you can, it's a good way to portion out your snacks this way. So I thought I'd share that with you. Now, here is the vegetable broth cooking away. I might add a little bit more water to that. We will see as we go along. Okay. Okay, my vegetables in my vegetable broth is depleted. So I strained them out through a mesh strainer. And all I have here is the liquid broth left. Now, I'm going to go a step further. I actually have about 2.5 quarts of liquid here. I'm going to boil this. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to cook it down until it's a more concentrated form. I will probably end up with about a quart, maybe a quart and a half. But I'm going to boil it. And so because I want it to be more concentrated, have more of a rich taste. So essentially I'm just evaporating more of the water out and leaving all the goodness that's in there. Okay, all right, so I'm going to do that now, and I'll come back and show you what I have. You can see here that the broth has boiled down quite a bit, and I'm going to continue to cook that. I want it reduced more, and I have some olive oil here in the pan. I've got some chopped garlic, some chopped onion, chopped tomato, and I have a can of drained kidney beans. And I'm going to put my garlic in the pan, and then I'm going to proceed with the tomatoes and the onion. Now I'm sweating these down, and so I've just got them on medium to medium-low heat, and I'm just going to sweat down these vegetables. Before I add my broth to the soup, I'm going to sweat down all of the vegetables, including the frozen ones. So that means just putting them on a low heat. Look at there, I accidentally got a bean in there. Okay. You know, you may think this is time consuming, but really, wholesome food sometimes takes time. And we devote the most time to the things that we care about the most, right? And what's more important than eating wholesome food? Or feeding your family wholesome food? So, I hope you don't mind I have a handheld camera today. I really didn't plan on doing this today, but so I don't have my camera set up. But if you're tolerant of that, that would be great. And that's how I started in the beginning. So now I'm going to sweat these out. I'm going to grab the frozen ones, and I'm going to add those to these vegetables too. Here's some carrots that I got a good buy on back in April, and I sliced them and blanched them, froze them, and so I'm going to add those to my soup today. The carrots are in, they're sweating down, and now I have a bag of classic mixed vegetables. These don't have lima beans in them. That's one reason why I'm putting the kidney beans. So I'm going to add this whole package. If you've never tried sweating your vegetables before you make your soup, I highly recommend it. It just adds so much delicious flavor. Now I'm going to let these sweat down a little bit, and then I'm going to add part of this package of green beans. There's already some green beans in there, but I want a few extras, so I'm going to put about half of this package of cut green beans in my soup. So let's bring that up to heat. We're going to get that going. And also, you didn't see it, but I put in some dried parsley flakes and just a little tiny bit of some Italian seasoning. Because frankly, I just wanted to bring a little nice spicy flavor in there too. So, alright, we'll be back. Alright, I've added my green beans, and I remembered that I had a partial container in the freezer of chopped celery pieces and celery leaves, so I added those to this beautiful garden soup as well. So you can see the green beans are frozen. I'm sweating them down. Getting quite an accumulation of vegetables here, aren't I? I like it. So once the green beans are somewhat sweated, I will add the kidney beans, and then I will add the broth. All right. Okay, these vegetables are sweated down pretty good. So I'm going to add my broth now, and you can also see that I added the kidney beans to the mix. I'm going to put in my broth here. And earlier I remembered that I had one small jar of canned vegetable broth that I canned last winter, so I'm going to add that too, because I want to use it up. And there we go. Now I'm going to cook these until they are tender, not mushy, just tender. And I will also taste it for seasoning as it cooks down a little bit. Doesn't it look good? Really, really good. See there? Look at all the wholesome goodness in there. Now, you know what? We are supposed to take care of our spiritual self, but we are also supposed to take care of our bodies too, the best we can. We all falter in that area, that's for sure, but sometimes you have to just take control and make yourself something wholesome and something delicious. We all get busy, but I'll tell you, if you make this or something similar to this, it's almost like a spiritual experience sometimes, because it gets you closer to what you eat. You're not just opening a can and warming it in the microwave. So I highly, highly recommend this. Now I'm going to cook this down a little bit, and then I will show you what we have when the vegetables get nice and tender. It's on high right now. It's going to come up, and then it'll be, I'm going to turn it down to a simmer, because we don't want to cook them to death, do we? No. All right, we'll be back. All right, my soup is done. It's done just right for me. So the carrots are tender but not mushy, and the green beans are the same, and everything is tasting really, really good. Now, I did add salt and pepper, and I added salt and pepper in between sweating the vegetables so that they could absorb some of that salt. And I just now put about a teaspoon of smoked paprika in there. It kind of brings that color up. See there? But it also adds a nice little flavor to it. I didn't put too much. You can add the paprika. You don't have to. Doesn't matter. This is your soup. Just make it your own. Now, I have some jars out here. There's some canning jars that I've washed, and I've got some, I'm going to reuse some lids and some rings, because I'm not going to preserve this. I'm going to fill up the jars and put it in the refrigerator. So After it cools, of course, I'm going to put it in the refrigerator. I would not put hot jars in the refrigerator, right? So I'll do that, and I'll show you what we've got. There we are. I got 6 pints of soup and a partial quart jar because I wasn't sure if I was going to go over the pint or not. And you can see these are lids that are being reused because I'm not preserving them, so I scratched through the writing that was on them. I think this one is going to be my lunch. Okay, listen. If you like what you see, I hope that you will like, and I hope you subscribe, and please share this, because everybody needs to know how to do this stuff right. And if I can do it, you can do it. Okay? All right. I wish you a wholesome, healthy day, and you just remember that little is much when God is in it. Okay, love ya. Bye.